Hey guys, it's Tina, and I'm back with another video. So today, Bath & Body Works is the buy two, get two free candle sale, and that's a mix and match of both single wicks and 3 wicks. Of course, you want to do them in bunches of either single wicks or 3 wicks to get the best bang for your buck, but that is online only today, and then it goes in stores starting tomorrow, Thursday into Saturday, and then Sunday stores are closed for the Easter holiday, so happy Easter to everybody out there. So yeah. Today I just want to do a quick little video on my top 10 best or favorite picks for the candle sale. Basically, I get messages here and there asking me like what of your favorite candles of the ones that are actually available online. So I do a lot of top 10 best candles of all-time videos, but I wanted to do one that was more timely or relevant to the candle sale today and then the candle sale into the weekend. So that is what today's video is going to be. So if you're interested in knowing what my favorite and recommended candles are for the current lineup, then stay tuned. So yeah, so none of the spring picnic stuff, like stuff with the tea rose and the spice vanilla cupcake that I just reviewed, none of that stuff is slated to be in stores for the sale yet. So it is going to be the same stock or inventory that we've had from the beginning of January into right now. And I've gathered basically the top 10 candles that I really enjoy. Some of these I have already repurchased. Actually, quite a few of them I have already repurchased. So I'm just going to go through it in no particular order. The ones I've been really enjoying this spring in case you're putting in your orders today or into the weekend. So the first one we have is the Wildberry Jam Donut, and that's what that one looks like. Super juicy packaging with that metallic lid that I love. And this one says Sweet Wildberry Jam, Powdered Donut, and Brown Sugar Crumble. This one is actually pretty much an empty at this point, as you can see right there. Excellent. Oh my gosh, this one is, if you want a really good, juicy, unique bakery scent, then Wildberry Jam Donut is totally the way to go. I actually get quite a bit of reminiscent, like the raspberry jam note that was in Raspberry Peach Macaron. I get whiffs of that when I smell this, but it literally smells just like a powdered jam donut or a jelly-filled donut. You get the raspberry jam in there mixed with the seeds. It's really juicy and awesome. Even has a slight tartness to the way raspberry jam is not completely sweet, but you get that realistic raspberry jam note in there mixed with a actual yeasty powdered donut. I can even feel the powder on the bottom of the donut when you go to pick it up, and it's totally authentic and truly realistic to what the jelly-filled donut experience is, and so I really enjoy that. This one burned pretty hot and city at the beginning, and it was really vicious, so you definitely want to trim your wicks, but of course going into mid-range point, it did start to kind of dud out and nub out, but then I just let it burn for a while, a good 2, 3, 4 hours, and it kind of auto-corrected itself and was in a cycle of dudding out and auto-correcting itself. It's kind of inevitable, honestly, with these Bath & Body Works candles to sort of dud out at the mid-range, so the wicks are kind of back to puny again, but they were going strong just the burn before this. So that was how the performance was on Wildberry Jam Donut, but strong to the last drop, even despite the puny wicks that I got. So that was the first one on our list. The second one, this one I've been enjoying like crazy because of course I've been going through my stash, and please don't sleep on this because it's been out for a while, but it is Endless Weekend. Oh my gosh, so this originally came out in that Coastal Cool collection with the dust covers that did not have the lids on it, but has been repackaged many times and is always consistently in the White Barn Core collection, and I love it to pieces. This is Fresh Summer Mandarin, Sun-Kissed Magnolia, and Coconut Water. This one has been so strong from top to bottom, excellent, has a pretty great vicious burn too. Oh my god, I love this one. If you want just summer in a jar or happy weekends in a jar, Endless Weekend is totally it. Oh my god, so this one just reminds me of that good 2013, 2014 era BBW, when you have your fruity floral type of BBW DNA fragrances. It is a body care fragrance that it came out as, and of course it's out in candle as well. It's just really it's a fruity, sweet body care floral fragrance. You get a fresh, clean floral in there that I guess is the magnolia. It's slightly heady and clean, but then you do get a little bit of a bright citrus, and I think it says raspberry lychee or lychee is the fruit notes in there. It's a slightly unique fruity blend that's mixed with a little bit of coconut to make it bright and summery and evoke just a bright, happy fragrance to it. Someone once said that it smells like if you wanted a candle that smelled like pop music, this is what that would be. And that has always stayed in my head, and it really does remind me of pop music, which is bright happiness. It's really excellent. So Endless Weekend right there. Number 3 we have is Sun-Kissed Coconut, which is a brand new one for this year, and I've been really enjoying this one. It is a more lighter to medium throw, but I can still smell it nonetheless. And so this is Sweet Coconut, Fresh Ylang Ylang, and Plumeria petals. Gorgeous. I think I did a whole review on this. This one has been burning totally fine. It does, once again, a little bit, so you do have to keep it trimmed. But still good nonetheless. If you want like a suntan or sunscreen type of fragrance, but not so heavy into the gluey actual lotion fragrance, and a little bit more of like a sun-kissed bronzed coconut vibe, sort of like you're laying out on the beach and you have like sunscreen on your like, you know, skin, and you've been laying out for a while, and there's maybe like a little bit of a coconut vibe to it too, but you get that sort of floral component that you would get in a sunscreen fragrance mixed with a little bit of like a sun-kissed coconut that just gives it like this very beachy, like tropical getaway vibe to it. It's gorgeous. I like that this is very floral forward with a little bit of coconut. And the coconut is not so grody to detract from the beautiful, gorgeous Ylang Ylang and Plumeria Petals fragrance. I really enjoy this one. This is like a nice like runner-up to Suntan, which I also love to pieces. So that is Sun-Kissed Coconut right there. The next one we have in my top 10 best or favorite picks for the current lineup is indeed Suntan. I was just talking about it, so that's what this is right there. This is a really old packaging, but there's an online exclusive version that's available online, so you would have to pick that one up today online if you wanted it. This one is, let's see, Orange Flower, Yuzu, and Coconut Husk. This has been out since like the original American Boardwalk collection from 2012 in the Slack & Co days, and it has been a favorite ever since. I freaking love this one. This is also very much summer in a jar. Like if I had to think of like a perfect summer candle that like defined summer, I think it would be Suntan, because this really does just like take you back to like going to the beach with your family and like slathering on suntan lotion, or going to the hotel and you're ready to go to the pool and you put on sunscreen, or like if you're going to the water parks, you also put on sunscreen. It just reminds me of all happy like holiday tropical vacation vibes, you know, pre-quarantine and lockdown and COVID and everything. So I really do enjoy this one. This one has just such like positive scent memories to it, because it literally just smells exactly like sunscreen, which sunscreen usually has like a floral fragrance to it, but basically saying that it smells just like sunscreen will get the point across. I can't vouch for the current version because I haven't purchased it, because I still have many of these in back stock, but this one has burned strong and great. You can always smell it. It really smells like you're like on like holiday or on vacation. So I really love Suntan. It's just like a really happy, like memory evoking fragrance. So that one definitely is one of my recommendations if it's ever online or available. The next one we have on our list is probably my favorite new candle from this current lineup from like spring, and I actually bought already a backup of it, which I don't buy too many backups anymore. And that, of course, you probably know by now, is we love everybody's sweet carrot cake. This is friggin' excellent. This is so good. It really does smell just like sweet carrot cake. It burned fine. I think it burns a little black or sooty at the beginning, and it gets really like murky towards the mid-range point, but then it kind of like auto-corrects itself towards the end and it still stays strong. And I actually finished one completely and it was pretty good down to the bottom, except for the like swirling black soot that you do get during the mid-range. This one is sweet cream cheese frosting, fluffy carrot cake, and cinnamon spice. This one, I could always smell it too. It was strong. It was super just like delicious and delectable. You get the cream cheese frosting in there, so it does give it more of like an actual true authentic carrot cake fragrance rather than just another generic spice cake fragrance. This was originally pumpkin carrot cake, but it was a failed test scent, and then they re-released it for sweet carrot cake for Easter. And I really enjoy it. It really smells like carrot cake mixed with cream cheese frosting, and if you want that kind of experience, you really can't go wrong with this one. So yeah, this one I really enjoy. The spice vanilla cupcake, if this one's already sold out, because this is very popular and you probably won't be able to find it in most stores, and I believe it was sold out online. The spice vanilla cupcake that I just reviewed is actually quite similar to it, so if you want like a runner up to it, then you might want to check that out for the next floor set. So that is the sweet carrot cake one right there. Now we're down to our last 5. We then have Iced Blueberry Biscotti, which was another good new bakery fragrance for this spring. If you like blueberry pie, but you can't get it because it's not available right now, this is a good alternative to it. This one is sugared blueberry, sweet vanilla icing, almond biscotti, and brown sugar. You still get the brown sugar in there, but it's not as heavy or crispy or warm as blueberry pie is. Whereas blueberry pie is more like a actual fresh blueberry pie baking in the oven. You get the warm crustiness and you pull it out of the oven and you get that entire experience. This is kind of more like a uncooked blueberry Pop-Tart is what I get from it. So there's still pastry elements to it, but it's not as warm or crusty as blueberry pie. There is a distinct vanilla, like a hard vanilla coating or icing that you would also imagine on a Pop-Tart. I really get that in there. So it's more like a sweet, but very still tart and sour. So like a sour blueberry Pop-Tart is what really comes to mind, mixed with like a hard vanilla like coating on the outside with a bakery component to it. But once again, the bakery component's a little bit more uncooked and not as warm or hot and crusty as blueberry pie is, but still a nice sweet and slightly different alternative or variation to blueberry pie. This one, typical BBW performance, burns kind of hot and sooty. You would definitely want to make sure to trim it. Has been doing good, and oh my god, this one's strong, and it lingers for like at least hours to 2 hours afterwards on this one. So that was the Ice Blueberry Biscotti right there. This one I really enjoyed too. I think my previous self maybe would have bought a backup, but I'm like, you know what, I'm probably good with just one for now. So that was number 6. Number 7 is Fresh Cut Lilacs. So this actually, according to Bath & Body Works, is their top selling floral fragrance, I believe. And so that's Fresh Cut Lilacs right there. This has been like out so many times, gets repackaged like every spring. It's lilac bouquets, dewy greens, and soft spring air. This is always out, so you're like, you know, willing to overlook it. But I actually really enjoy this one, and it's one that I actually pick up every spring now. I kind of expect that it's gonna be out, so I don't need to stock up on it, but I'll buy it when it's available currently. And so this one's burned viciously. It's like totally fine all the way down to the bottom, super strong, definitely a house filler. So we were good to go on the performance there. Definitely still want to trim the wicks because you will get soot inevitably. This one literally smells just like lilacs, like blooming, and then mixed with a nice like clean ozone, like salty air, spring air vibe to it. It's definitely in there. I feel like the air vibe is a little bit more amped up in this version than it was in previous years. Could be my mind playing tricks on me, but it's still pretty much the same fragrance for all intents and purposes. So if you want a very like quintessential springtime lilac floral fragrance, then you might want to check out Fresh Cut Lilacs. And it's always strong and it's pretty much always available. So that's that one. Number 8 on my top 10 picks or best candles for the current lineup is Pink Lilac and Vanilla right here. So coattailing on the lilac trend here. This is basically Fresh Cut Lilacs mixed with a nice, very creamy, smooth, slightly sophisticated Vanilla Blossoms fragrance. So this one is Fresh Lilac Bouquets, Dewy Greens, and Vanilla Blossom. You really get that Fresh Cut Lilacs fragrance minus that like strong like spring air note that I was talking about, and it's replaced with like this sort of like, once again, sophisticated, creamy Vanilla Blossom fragrance. It's like it's a smooth, slightly floral, but still sweet vanilla fragrance mixed with Fresh Cut Lilacs, and I love it. A lot of people say it sort of smells like baby dolls or something. I guess baby dolls or some kind of toy had a fragrance like this. Very feminine, pink, and girly, and I'm all about that, so I love that to pieces. Burns great, strong, no issues with it. So yeah, that's what that looks like. So I have burned that one halfway down. This one, I bought like 4 or 5 of them right off the bat when it first came out last year, so I was excited to see it again. And I also believe this is being repackaged for Mother's Day. So if you missed out on this version, even though this packaging is really cute, I believe it's coming out for Mother's Day as well as a single wick candle. So this one seems to be really popular now that they are repackaging it a lot. So I don't think we need to worry about it going away, at least for this season. So that's Pink Lilac and Vanilla right there. Number 9 is another bakery fragrance, Coconut Cream Pie. So this was part of that test collection from, was it Lockdown? We had like the chocolate rose macaron and the cherry hand pie, all that kind of stuff. And this one's the one that got repackaged, and so we have it in their like bake shop collection this year. And this one is toasted coconut flakes, caramel custard, and golden pie crust. This one has burned good too. Once again, definitely want to trim them. This one was plenty strong for me. I love this one because it's a very creamy, like whipped cream coconut that's slightly toasted. It's like a toasted coconut flakes. It really smells like the top of the coconut cream pie. And there's a heap of a buttery component to it that's slightly crusty, but not quite, but definitely evokes like a pie experience. And I really enjoy that. And there's a tinge of a caramel fragrance that makes it a little bit more sweet and custardy and just juicy and very bakery and fun. So that was coconut cream pie. This one it's always been strong for me, and I actually really enjoy this. I normally really don't enjoy Bath & Body Works coconut fragrances, but this one really hits the mark for me. So that was Coconut Cream Pie right there. And number 10, I can't forget this one. Oh my God, I probably bought like 6 right off the top when this one was first released, and I feel like this one's kind of slept on because it's just been out for a while, so you kind of overlook it, but it is available online, I believe, and I always see it in stores as well. And they still update the packaging for the body care, so hopefully it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. But that is indeed my beloved, definitely in my top 3, like probably tied for my top 3, and it is the Love Rose Vanilla. Oh my God, please don't sleep on this one. This one's friggin' excellent. If you're a rose lover, if you like rose water and ivy, definitely check this one out. It just says, I believe, rose oil and vanilla extract. This is like the rose water and ivy fragrance, which is that sort of like clean, but still sweet and perfumey, quintessential rose water fragrance. You get that in here, so it's a quintessential beautiful rose fragrance mixed with a sweet vanilla, kind of similar to the Vanilla Blossoms in Pink Lilac and Vanilla, but not quite as syrupy or heavy, but still a nice creamy, sweet, smooth vanilla. It's kind of like a non-edible vanilla, but I still so friggin' enjoy it. If you just want like a very like pretty and pink and just like a perfect rose plus vanilla fragrance. This is totally it. I love the body care. It's kind of similar to Lush's Rose Jam if you enjoy that one. It always burns great. It does sometimes get a little murky towards the mid-range point, has a thick rope-like wicks, but it does good and I can always smell it very strong. This is probably one of my favorite fragrances from Bath & Body Works all time. I can't rave about it enough. If you're familiar with me and my channel, you probably already know about this fragrance, so I won't go on too much about it, but just the perfect rose and vanilla fragrance. Basically like rose water and Ivy's rose water note mixed with a vanilla fragrance, and it's absolutely snatched. So that was number 10. Always a special place in my heart, and if it's available, like definitely one that I always recommend. So that's the Love Rose Vanilla. So that was my top 10 best or favorite candle picks for the current lineup that's available online for the sale that's going today, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in stores. Let me know if you plan on picking anything up. Of course, there isn't anything really new that's dropping for this sale, so you will probably have to hold out for the next floor set, but this is a good deal if you've been waiting, because they've been doing the $15.95 thing for a while, and the $14.50 doesn't even come off. The 10 off doesn't come around that much anymore either. So this is a good shot to do buy two get two, which would put them at like $12.25. And then of course you can use a 20% off coupon if you do have a mailer coupon, and if you're fortunate enough to get that. I do not, so yeah. The only downside with this is that you have to buy it in sets of 4, so you can't just go in the store and just buy one. So you do have to kind of work around and buying it in sets of 4. So if you're stocking up, it's a good time to do this now. And you can always buy the candles at this price and lock it in and exchange it for new stuff when it comes later on per their coupon or exchange policy. So that is technically a thing that you can do. So that's available too. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you are purchasing, or if you have any other questions about any of these candles. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.